We are having a gango of entertainers in the studio today.
Noxie was fired last week.
Whoa, crazy. So you're trying to tell me that these people just doubled from 9th last season to 1st this season?
If you probably not in the team, it's not like you are sidelined. You just have to work hard to come up to where the others are.
See, they're signing on last year. 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months. Imagine playing
But I
football
mean, that happens.
and not
That
getting
happens.
any money.
Winning the league is very important because that gives us to go to another stage, which is the Champions League, which is what the Honourable has all brought us here to make sure that we concentrate on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mabviravira football show. First, before I go anywhere, I know you're probably wondering who this face is. Well, guys, I've got tea for you. Noxie was fired last week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm standing in for Noxie. She is at ZITF. With me here in the studio, I have Delroy, who's also standing in for Tatenda. So,
Shewe!
yeah.
You know me! It is an honor to be here with the one and only amazing Antoinette.
That's me.
Your name is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
But anyway, back
Just
to the
like
core
me.
business. Today is the Mabviravira football show,
Yep.
and we've got great news to jump into. The first thing we're actually going to talk about, which is actually crazy, Scotland FC won the Independence Cup. Oh! Effect. We. And we're gonna have fun times too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Definitely.
legends on the show, and that's just crazy, you know? Talk about the one and only Peter
Ndlovu. Nsuku zonke, don't forget the Nsuku zonke.
Nsukuzonge, Premier League player. It's gonna be a great day today, and we're also gonna have
Action-packed.
Rukuzo. Man's gonna be looking all formal, all slick. I mean, like, did you check Rukuzo when you just walked in? I don't know what the boy's gonna be out here to surface, but it's definitely gonna be a great one, right? You know what I mean? And it's just gonna be a great show. So please make sure you stay tuned in, watching the beautiful Antoinette. You got a nice name.
Thank you.
But that's what's going on today. Peace out or pieces.
All right, it's time for the match zone. Of course, every week we decide to talk to the team manager, Peter Ndlovu, the legendary former Warriors captain, and talking about what the team would have been up to the previous weekend, as well as looking forward to the next game. So yes, of course, legend Sukuzonke, thank you very much for coming again, and I know you're very happy as well regarding some events going on in England.
Definitely, I'm happy to be back after a short absence.
You did promise us 2 weeks ago that you'd come every week. You weren't there last week, were you?
Well, I didn't come. I got fined, and I'll pay my fine. But I had to do something for to do with work. So yes, definitely, I promised to be here.
And then, of course, with Coventry City, I know your beloved English football team, they're going up to the Premier League, so I'm sure you had a very good weekend in addition to what Scotland did.
Yeah, I think let me speak about Scotland first. It's
Yeah.
very important. That's where my bread is buttered.
Of course.
With Anasam, I remember the Honourable sitting on this chair, and he says next time he's here, he wants to be talking about the trophy right here. So I'm sure he's gonna come and finish his talk. But for me, it's good to if our Honourable can actually say those things, and then we go and manifest it, then we go and bring whatever he was talking about. That means we are listening to the message. And the important thing is we went there. Obviously, we were cut short 20 minutes aside, but that shows that what we can do, whether it's 20 minutes, 10 minutes, or the whole 90 minutes or extra time.
As a footballer, how do you expect players to deal with those conditions of such a heavy pitch and so wet? Like the boys managed to come out with the victory, not even Sona scoring the winner there. But what is it like actually playing in those conditions for people who don't appreciate that?
Nah, it's not nice. I think it's people have to appreciate that when it's a nice pitch, they expect good football and everything. But when you win and still play your football under those conditions, that means the players are mentally prepared. They're saying we want it under any circumstances, because at Scotland, I don't think we want anything going past by us. So we want to win everything. No friendly game, no whatever it is. We want to bring it home. So it was difficult conditions, but the boys managed to gather themselves, because sometimes as coaches, as managers, you don't have anything to say too much. We are outside, so you can see, led by captains on the field. Knowledge Msona, for example, he emerged as a match winner because also he controlled and gathered the boys together in the absence of the coach inside the field. So it's good.
So, as of course champions coming into this season, I think the owner as well, the Honorable Sakupanya, made it clear that you wanted to hoover up every trophy that's available. You've done that with the Castle Challenge Cup. You've done it again now with the Independence Trophy. Maybe talk to us as well as the tactical side of things when it comes to Norman Mapeza. Exactly how is he deploying his boys to be able to dominate these trophies?
Simple. He's a good coach, great coach. I think he just gets the boys to do what they want when they have the ball, because of course without the ball you have to be tactically disciplined. So in essence, I'm trying to say he gives them the freedom to express themselves. Tactically, they will just do that training, and each and every player has to know exactly where he is with or without the ball. So that's what he teaches them, and they execute. You can see, even if we are a goal down or 2 goals down, we still keep our shape. We still keep our football, identity. We don't just start now kicking the ball, and he still wants them to play as we are. So you can see, Uti, this year the boys are playing good football.
And as team manager, how exactly are you dealing as well, along with the coaching staff, with the big squad you have? Because yes, there are plenty of competitions to look forward to. The Munitapa Cup is coming, the CAF Champions League as well later on around August, but you still have plenty of players who think that they should be playing more than they do. How do you balance those things with the coaching staff?
Yeah, I think it's when you train very well, you play in this team. That's how the coach's approach is. So nobody's in there by favor or whatever. You have to train hard to be in the team. So if you probably not in the team, it's not like you are sidelined. You just have to work hard to come up to where the others are. So it's managing all that. It's a big job, but we make sure that we try and tell the boys, with your time will come. So besides that, the players that are not playing, they're mourning, whatever, there's nothing like that at the moment, because we've got senior players that take care of the players also, just to help us, so that we are together, we keep the unity and all that stuff.
And then, of course, going forward, the bread and butter of any football club is always the league. I know you won the title last season, but of course, you would always want to retain it. Right now, at the time of recording, 6 points behind the leaders, Caps United. Plenty of football still to be played, of course. But is there any kind of worry or pressure in the camp right now, considering that maybe things haven't gone as smoothly as they suggested they would when you won the Castle Challenge Cup by 5 goals to 0?
Well, there's nothing that runs smoothly. We are Scotland, and everyone wants to have a piece of us. Everyone wants to take every point they can from us. But we are disciplined to 6 points. Yes, we are not there, but we are not far off. 1 game, 2 games can change the identity of the log. So we are not worried so much. We not even we haven't hit the halfway mark yet of the games, but things have to start changing. When I say start changing, we just have to gather and accumulate more points. Coming up to the winning the league. Winning the league is very important, because that gives us to go to another stage, which is the Champions League, which is what the Honourable has all brought us here to make sure that we concentrate on. Because if we think of Champions League and not think about the league, then we are missing the point. We must win the league to go to the Champions League. So this year we have a chance of we are in the Champions League. It's just the preparation now that's very important. How we approach, what we do, what we expect, and what we, to just lay it on to the Honourable, so that he supports us, through the board also, so that it's a smooth transition from the league into the Champions League.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, legend. Thank you for your time, of course, for coming, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Yes, definitely. But I know I didn't speak about Coventry.
Very briefly.
Very briefly, yes. I mean, it's just to congratulate them, and Frank Lampard has done a wonderful job there. So it's good to see my team back in the Elite League.
In the Premier League. I know, Peter, you're very happy about that. Okay, that's it in terms of Match Zone here on the Mabviravira Football Show.
As you've probably come to realize, we are having a gango of entertainers in the studio today. My name is Dennis Shoka. I'm the producer of the show, so you don't usually get to see me, but we are back for Around the League. Rukudzo, what's been happening around the league?
Plenty, of course, Dennis. The football never stops. Over the weekend, we saw a couple of Castle Premier Soccer matches, primarily the games at the top. Caps United, the leaders, continue to lead the way. They recovered from dropping points in their previous game. They needed just one goal to beat Chelsea on Sunday at Rufaro Stadium. Takunda Benura scoring the goal there for Makepe. So now they're leading the way by 2 points over Hard Rock. We'll get to Hard Rock in a little bit. But sticking with Caps United, there was a bit of controversy in the post-match press conference held by the head coach, that is Tefo Chiragwi. A journalist asked him a question about apparently there seems to be some disquiet, some trouble in the camp regarding his insistence on using the former Ngezi Platinum Stars players he came with in the off-season. And now most people are on Tefo's side in terms of the fact that these are now Caps United players.
Thanks.
So exactly what is the problem with him deciding to deploy most of his squad, most of the players in terms of the starting lineup? Are players he knows, players he trusts, players he knows their abilities. And the very fact, of course, is Caps United was spent most of last season in a relegation battle. They ended up finishing 9th, but they only secured safety with about 2 games left.
Whoa, crazy. So you're trying to tell me that these people just doubled from 9th last season to 1st this season?
They're leading the way right now.
Okay,
And they're complaining about the people that have helped them to do this.
And supposedly there's some
that's
fans
crazy.
or players in the squad, they're going to their families and saying he's favoring former Ngezi players, people he's come with.
Yeah.
What about me? And you know,
Crazy.
look, professional footballers are selfish in general. They want to play football.
I did not say that.
No, it's true. They all want to play, they want to score goals, they want to contribute. But if you're having a situation where you can see that these players have improved the team's fortunes, you can't exactly now start, putting seeds out in the media that weren't happy.
Do you think that's partly to do with the fact that the results aren't what they were in the beginning? When they were having the clean run at the beginning, no one was complaining about which players were being used.
Yeah, I think there is a suggestion in that, like, maybe the form that Caps United had at the start of the season has fallen off a little bit. The results are still there, but they're not as impressive in terms of the style of play, in terms of the goals that they're scoring, or they're scraping wins now. So maybe some players are now feeling that they can take it.
But just to check, I mean, like, is that not like something normal? Like, you know, I mean, like, you can't be on T all the time. So is it not normal to just maybe sometimes waver a bit?
But when things are going well, no one complains about anything. But like the stuff starts going wrong, and you're like, no, but this guy and that guy, and that's when the pointing of fingers and everything
But
starts
of course,
happening.
as you said, it's now subjective in terms of how well things are going.
Yeah,
Caps United were in a worse state last season. Yes, the performances maybe have now slowly dropped off, but the results are still there. They're still leading the way. Teams like Scotland and Dynamos would want to be where they are. So then that was the question now for this journalist who's bringing up all this controversy. And if you let's look at social media, everyone is just ripping him to shreds for that.
My medal, my medal.
What's happening with Hard Rock?
With Hard Rock, as you know, last week they actually pulled level with Caps United on points at one point, but this weekend they dropped 2 points at home to Ngezi Platinum Stars, the aforementioned Ngezi Platinum Stars. It was an exciting game, finished 2-2. Hard Rock had to come from behind twice actually to secure that point. So then Kelvin Kayundu, that's the head coach, he blamed their defense. He felt that they didn't do enough defensively. Usually they're a very solid unit. They don't really concede
especially
goals
at
like
home,
that, especially at Chawanda Stadium. But again, it just adds more fuel to the suggestion that Hard Rock do well against teams they're supposed to beat. Because yes, they're a newly promoted side, but they're rich. And they managed to get some very serious talent into their squad. And they were considered amongst the favorites to lift the title. But now they keep beating the teams they're supposed to beat. And then they come, shall we say, slightly a cropper against the teams in the top 5. Because they've dropped points against Scotland. They've now dropped points against Ngezi. And they lost their only game
What
to
you
Caps
expect?
United.
They definitely gonna drop points against Scotland. We bad,
Exactly.
bro. Come on.
Precisely. So that's the suggestion now, that in terms of the games where maybe the levels equal in terms of the standard of player that each team has.
Yeah.
They might, come across.
Do you think that we've had a little bit of a shift in how people view what a debut season is supposed to look
100%.
like? In recent years, I think did Simba Bora win it in their
No,
debut
they
season?
did not. They
won
did not. They won it in their second
in their
season.
second season, and then Scotland won it in their debut season. And now we start to believe that this is something that can happen. Whereas, in actual fact, they're doing fantastic for their first season.
They're doing fantastic for their first season, and of course, yes, it's the amount of money, Janice. That's the situation in terms of the amount of money they spent, the type of players they brought in. The likes of the soccer star of the year, in Washington Navaya, player from Swaziland as well, in Simelani, things like that. It's just the expectation that has been around the club, as well as let's not forget the stadium as well. The stadium has also raised the profile of their club to where it shouldn't be as a newly promoted team. So as you said, Dennis, just because of the amount of money they've thrown around, the goodwill that they generated in the off season, there's an expectation that Hard Rock should be even beating the likes of Ngezi and Scotland at Highlanders Stadium in a debut season. That's out of the question. We shouldn't be having those expectations of them. The fact that they're second right now is already out of this world.
Fantastic.
But I'm sorry. I'll just also interject, like to give balance to it. Like you trying to join the world. I mean, like I come from a world where it's almost similar to what's happening now. You get what I'm trying to say? So a thumbs up to the type of input that I'm just learning they've put into their team, like with the way things stand right now. And thumbs up to the fact that this is their debut season.
Yeah.
And they're where they are. But also with such great strides comes great responsibility. So as much as yes, I acknowledge your fact and actually love how you think in terms of respecting the next athlete who's also pushing on a professional level. We can't expect too much from them as a debut team. But just as we could call this Mashokwe Simbi, so too hard rock, it comes with the level that you've actually also come in with.
100%.
So, Matea Meria Murucha. Matea Shiba.
Let's move from the top of the table to the bottom.
The very bottom.
Let's find out what's happening at the bottom. Some exciting things happening for Manica Diamonds.
Manica Diamonds managed to get some.
He said exciting.
Money is always exciting.
Money is always exciting.
Fresh injection of money is always exciting, and they desperately needed it. Manica Diamonds.
He said desperate.
Listen. Their players had gone rather without salary for the last 4 months.
Oh, crazy.
Some of them hadn't received their signing on from last year. 4 months. 4 months. Imagine playing football.
But I mean, that happens.
And not getting any money.
Okay, okay.
And signing on fees from last year as well. They've been outstanding. So the club was in desperate need of money, and they've managed to finally get a new owner. It's called Africa Mineral Ventures, I beg your pardon, AMV. So that they've come in and they've decided to take over the club in totality. They've bought the franchise. They actually had the club in the Eastern Region Division 1, but now they've bought the franchise of a Premier Soccer League team. What they're not going to do is they're not going to change the name of the club. They're going to keep the players that are there that have been struggling all along. And then they're going to now buy new players in mid-season, so like June, July. That's when they'll start to invest in the squad and maybe improve the team's fortunes. The team sadly lost their first game under new management. They lost by 2-0 to Triangle. So I guess it's still a situation of the players aren't good enough right now. And so they only have 1 point from their 8 games. Right now it's looking like they're destined for relegation, but wait and see how much money AMV throw into the squad in June.
Rukuzo, before we let you go, I think it's a really exciting time for football all around, and I think that's the overall theme of this show.
Thanks.
And every time someone comes in to put money, whether it's Scotland, whether it's Hard Rock, there is massive benefit. Could you give me an overall outlook on what the league looks like now from the perspective of which clubs have the funding and which ones are still struggling?
Which clubs have the funding? Most definitely, obviously, Scotland, number one. 100%. Definitely have a situation as well with Hard Rock as well. They're very well funded. AMV, I think as well. I think they're very serious about improving Manica Diamonds. I hope they haven't left it too late though, because 8 games is quite a lot of games into the season. They're another club I think that are doing well financially. The likes of FC Platinum I don't think are struggling for money as well. Yes, maybe they're not in the title winning form that they were showing when they won 4 straight, but I think financially FC Platinum have no problems at all. Sadly, the likes of Highlanders and Dynamos, I think they're still getting to a level where you'd want them to be in terms of the size of the club. It's still disappointing in terms of the fact that they aren't as rich as the Scotland, given they can pull on their fan bases, because you think that corporate sponsors want to associate themselves with clubs that are so well followed. So I think they're clubs that still need to work on their financial position. But definitely, I think it's the ones I mentioned: Scotland, Hard Rock, FC Platinum, now Manica Diamonds as well. Wait and see exactly how things pan out then financially and on the field of play.
Fantastic. Well, that was Around the League with Rukudzo and Mr.
Shewe.
And until next week. As I continue to stand in for Tatenda and Noxie, who apparently has something better to do, as they always tell Peter when he's not here. Let's take you back to the weekend where Highlanders and Scotland played for the Independence Cup, and you know who was victorious.
We are representing the 46 years of Zimbabwe independence, and we are very happy to represent our country with this Uhuru Cup, and we are here. We know our fans are very few for now, but we know we're going to take the cup and we're going to disappoint the Highlanders. Highlanders withdrew in Harare, but Honorable promised us that we are going to collect all the cups. We are going to start with the Championship, Castle Cup and the Uhuru Cup, so we're going to make it 3, and we are good to focus on our African safari. Mabviravira, Scotland to the world. We see you here at Manica Stadium. Thank you so much. Amalanga Amafuta. True winner, guys. This is independence, and I'm so happy as a youth. Kudindawia kuno independence, and true winner is Scotland. And I'm so happy, true winner. And I'm so happy with the Highlanders. Isha Tampao, but true kunda. But shout out to our president. Highlanders 2, Scotland 1. Saisha upeli Mabviravira. Sabashaya ndelekini. Yendelena I can't just Bafana. Yes, Scotland 1, Highlanders 2. One love, one nation. Stand number 4. Yendele Cleveland, stand number 4. Nice one. Thank you. Sihlangene Scotland namhlanje. Phela njengoba ngathi ngimelo uphula ithabo. Siyabonga kakhulu uphula ithabo madoda. Cela madoda win. Highlanders, tell win Highlanders.
Chakaba chakuti tikuwina ndiri pakati pavo Mabviravira tikuwina kumanje qhaka Mabviravira ambala Juliet mbuchena nasi Scotland tikuwina Scotland
Highlanders, watch out. Bota atingabve kwa Harare 500 kilometers kuya panapa. Tikuyataka kurova dzakadaro. Masapota zenya achachema nhasi. Tikupedza bhora. Itironi Mabviravira. Tauya kugwanda kuzopedza bhora. Ndozvakaita towe. Vana baba ndibaba vanozivikanwa. Scotland ihombe yakachinja bhora muZimbabwe.
Abona ngendlela iScotland ezoshaya. Tikuita 6-0 iScotland. Soibula. Wait and see. All right. Namhla sizowina. Sizothatha icup leyi. iScotland ayidlala ukuthi singapruvela ukuthi imali kayidlala ibhora retired abachaya 5-0
Definitely, we are obviously one of the exciting days for me personally, and but for the club. We've been working hard. I think if you see with how we got on with the game, a short time, but a win is a win. A cup is a cup, and these are the things that we come here to achieve. And credit to the boys that did very well. And I mean, this is one of the many to come, so we really appreciate this occasion, and of course the occasion itself is the country's occasion. We want to thank the number one His Excellency, for also being here today, but most of all we followed the procedures, we enjoyed ourselves, and the boys won today, and we will celebrate definitely.
Okay guys, this is unfortunately the end of our beautiful show. In as much as I was enjoying Noxie's seat, well,
Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, all this fun and ruckus has come to an end.
Oh.
We had a great day, crazy conversations. I mean,
Crazy.
I confirm, you know what I mean?
Very crazy.
And I hope we really managed to just feed Moyoyama football lovers out
I hope
here.
so.
You know what I'm saying? It's the amazing Antoinette, and it's the one and only King Kong, Delroy Shewe from 19 Long, and we're saying, stay tuned to the Mabviravira football show. Don't start watching.